I'm Chef Kristi Reich. Welcome to our series, Fresh and Raw. The reason we're making this show is to show you how to make healthy, raw, and organic dinners on a budget. So there's literally no excuse why you can't get these wonderful organic groceries and make your family dinner. So today we're going to do some very simple salad dressings. We're going to do firstly a raw Italian dressing. We're going to add some nuts and seeds and turn that into a Caesar salad dressing. And lastly, we're going to make a cashew Thai spicy dressing. Who doesn't love peanut sauce? So it's our spin on a peanut Thai sauce, but made with cashew instead. So all we're gonna need really is our special ingredients and your blender at home. And we're gonna use Kristi's blend of special ingredients. So you don't have to have too many things on hand to make wonderful different kinds of salad dressings. It's all gonna be in whatever nuts, sun-dried tomatoes, fresh and raw vegetables, onions, avocado, herbs and spices, garlic and ginger. It just depends what kind of a genre of dressing you're trying to make. So we'll start off with some organic olive oil, and we're just gonna pour some into the blender. And how much we're making all depends on how much dressing you're gonna go through, but I know for my family we eat a lot of salads, so we need a lot of healthy dressing. So we'll pour a nice portion of olive oil into our blender. And the most important thing when we're making a dressing is we want to balance the flavors with our salt, our sugar, our acid, our vinegar. I typically taste my recipes 3 times until I stop flavoring, and my mouth needs to pretty much say that is perfect before I stop adding ingredients. So don't be scared to keep going and going and going and adding little pinches of this and that until you get that perfect flavor. So because it's a raw dressing, we're going to use pretty much all raw herbs and spices and raw garlic. We're not going to use any roasted nuts or seeds, but if you happen to use some roasted nuts or seeds at home, it's not going to unraw the rest of your ingredients. So just remember that adding one little thing that's not organic, that's not raw, it isn't going to take away from the value of the other things you are using that are organic. So in our blender, we've got that all ready. We're gonna turn this into a dill flavor. So I've got this beautiful dill from my garden that we picked. Just pop a whole bunch of that into there. And let's see what I'm missing. Oh yeah, my sugar. I always like to use maple syrup or dates. If you have a favorite sweetener, agave and honey is a good one as well. And then we're gonna put a pretty healthy portion of salt in there to flavor it up. Now, it is best to use a blender because we all know oil and water do not go together, but water is going to be the rest of this recipe. And just as an example, I want to show you how you can sneak some more raw vegetables right into here to create a delicious Italian flavor. So we'll put a couple of these unripe tomatoes right in there. We've got a whole green onion. Don't worry about chopping it up. We can put a piece of this red onion in there, no problem. So we've got it all in here. Let's blend it up and see what it tastes like. Your tongue is pretty much going to tell you what every recipe needs. So it doesn't need to blend too long. There's not too many hard ingredients in there, such as nuts and seeds. If we were doing a nut or seed recipe, we could definitely leave that on a lot longer and get a nice, smooth, creamy texture. So I'll give this a taste and see how my flavor is. Oh yeah, it's really good. It just shows how adding like the simplest things into one blender, pressing on, that literally took 2 minutes, and you've got lots of veggies, fresh dill in there. What I'm gonna do next is show you how to turn this salad dressing into a creamy Caesar or nut dressing using this as the base. So we'll put some of this aside for later. Pour about half of it into a jar for storage. You can store this one on your counter for probably just over a week. The one thing you want to watch for is the garlic going bad. Because of all the acids and oils in there, it's not going to need refrigeration. And if you do happen to pop it in the fridge, it might get a little bit solidified because of the olive oil. You'll have to take it out, melt it to room temperature, give it a really good shake first. So another little trick is we're just gonna poke a little hole in the top of that jar so air can get out. When you're dealing with your raw recipes, you're gonna have a little bit of air coming out of your vegetables, your garlics, a little foam coming down just from the mixture of oil and water together. So pop a little hole so a little air can come in and out of the container. You might end up having it go bad sooner than later. So we'll take this original recipe here, which was our creamy dill sauce, And we're gonna add some amazing hemp seeds. These are full of protein and they have a lot of like creaminess, kind of like a nut. They work really well in salad dressings and sprinkled right on salads. To get creative, we could definitely add a couple sun-dried tomatoes if we wanted. I love using the nutritional yeast product. It's a cheese replacement, has lots of vitamins in there, and we're gonna just kind of round out the flavor using a lot of that. You can use a lot or a little, it's up to you. When you taste it, you're gonna know how much for next time. Turmeric can add lots of health benefits, plus it adds a lot of color to your sauce. And then we're gonna also use some fresh pepper in there. Gonna be absolutely delicious. So as you saw before, we can easily add more vegetables. So let's pretend we have, kids or a husband or maybe even ourselves who doesn't like to eat these fresh veggies. Just shove them right in these sauces. You're not gonna know. You can do Swiss chard, you can do the kale, you can do some fresh collards, fresh herb, green onions, zucchini, mushrooms, sky's the limit really. But what you can't do is lettuce or cucumber, any watery veggie like that. Something that you would stir fry can absolutely go into these sauces. So we've got some nuts, we've got some hemp seed, I've got some sesame seed here, we'll pour some of that in. This is a good opportunity to go through your cupboards and kind of look at all those weird little things you've collected over the years and really start getting them out of there, using them in some dressings, incorporating into your taco meat, and you can, get that out of your life and start focusing on buying new healthy, fresh items. So we've got it all in there. All I'm gonna do is top it up with a splash more olive oil, splash more of my secret favorite ingredients, lemon juice, maple syrup, apple cider vinegar, scoop of miso, dash of salt. Pretty much the basis for any single type of flavored dressing you guys want to make. So what that means is over and over you can make hundreds of different kinds of recipes without buying hundreds of different types of ingredients. So for any nut sauce, we kind of want to fill it to the veggie and nut line with water. What makes this so easy is that no matter what veggies and nuts you've used at home, you can fill the water to the right line and make, a full blender and freeze some, or have it for a party, or you can make just a little batch. You don't have to focus on one recipe and measure everything out perfectly. So we'll give this another spin. All right, so because this is with nuts and seeds, we want to process it a little bit longer than we did an oil recipe, so we get a nice creamy smoothness. You can see right now there's some little bits in there. I might be able to just let it run another minute or two and get rid of those, and it'll really emulsify together. I'll give it a taste first. Delicious. So it's tasting quite Caesar-ish. If I were to add a few more ingredients, I'd definitely go with more garlic because it's a Caesar dressing. We all know that's usually filled with garlic. I'm gonna really make it creamy with a lot of hemp seed, a lot of the cashew, more of the turmeric. It needed a splash more salt. So this is what it should look like exactly at home. You've got all your stuff here and you're adding it all in. You're gonna blend it up again, pop your spoon in again, see what it tastes like again, okay? All right, so one of the best ways to taste your salad dressing is on a piece of salad. I never really thought of this. I saw somebody else doing it, and I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, tasting the salad dressing. And I thought, well, obviously. Oh yeah, we're there. This beautiful green dressing here, I'll pour it in a jar so you can take a look. It's gonna last a week in your fridge. You can absolutely freeze it. You can use it as a pizza topping, a bread dip, a salad dressing, sour cream for on your raw tacos. There's a million different things you can do with that. So what I would like to do is thank our sponsor, Nature's Fair, for this lovely food.